Three elderly murder plot makers lodged in a Bangkok prison after bail pleas were denied in court. Three elderly suspects, including Taiwanese businessman Feng-Hao Chang, faced Bangkok Remand Prison on Saturday after the court denied bail. It's a sinister murder-for-hire case targeting Chang's son amid a billion-baht business feud. Three elderly defendants caught up in a dramatic police operation on Friday and charged in relation to a conspiracy to commit murder, were denied bail before the criminal court in Bangkok on Saturday. The case revolves around a plot to murder the businessman son of one of the accused, Mr. James Chang. The plot is linked to a multi-billion-baht electronics business. The trio were taken to Bangkok Remand Prison despite frantic efforts to secure bail by providing securities. In summary, 2 applications were rejected by the court. Police and the intended victim of the murder scheme objected to the 3 men obtaining temporary release. This was in view of their alleged actions, the high penalty, and fears that they may tamper with evidence. Scenes from Saturday's court hearing in Bangkok. 68-year-old Mr. Feng-Hao Chang, center, and 66-year-old Mr. Terawan Mankorn, being escorted by police. Both men, along with 64-year-old Rear Admiral Prakai Srifa, were later taken to Bangkok Remand Prison. The criminal court in Bangkok on Saturday refused bail to a Taiwanese businessman accused of masterminding an elaborate plot to murder his own son and estranged wife. The 68-year-old businessman, Mr. Feng-Hao Chang, was taken into custody on Friday morning in a huge police operation. This saw 8 locations raided across 3 provinces. Mr. Chang was arrested along with his advisor, 64-year-old Rear Admiral Prakai Srifa, and a 66-year-old former naval officer and former prison inmate, identified as Captain Terawan Mankorn. Police indicated to the court that they had strong evidence in the case. The trio accused allegedly hired 3 hitmen to murder businessman James Chang. Police investigators believe the 3 men conspired to orchestrate a team of hitmen. These had already been set on Mr. Feng-Hao Chang's son, identified as Mr. James Chang. In the days leading up to the police operation on Friday, officers uncovered the extent of the plot. Crime Suppression Division police obtained arrest warrants from the criminal court on Thursday. This came after 3 men were arrested tailing the targeted victim. These men subsequently gave evidence to police that they had been paid 500,000 each to take part in the murder hit operation. They were to murder the older businessman's son and were paid for allegedly with his money. On Saturday, police officers working on the case requested the detention of the 3 suspects for 12 days. They told the court that they had no less than 20 witnesses. Basically, these were currently being questioned. Investigators were also awaiting the results of forensic tests, including fingerprint evidence. Financial trail of the 3 accused men being looked at by investigators. Reports suggest the 3 hitmen already arrested were paid 1.5 million. Police also revealed that they were looking at the financial transactions of the 3 suspects linked to the plot. This was a serious, premeditated plan to carry out murder. Since their arrest on Friday morning, all 3 suspects have vehemently protested their innocence. The trio denied the charges brought against them. In court, the 3 requested temporary release from detention. In short, this was objected to by police working on the case. Officers pointed to the activities of the 3 men. They had hired 3 hitmen to carry out the murder as well as the serious nature of the crime. The case, they said, had a potential high penalty that could be imposed if found guilty. Additionally, police also explained that they were concerned that the 3 men, in some way, would tamper with evidence. The son of the Taiwanese businessman and the person marked out for murder was also represented in court. He objected to bail being granted to his father and co-accused. Former Navy SEAL is the alleged point man. Rear Admiral Prakai, an advisor to Mr. Chang's company, allegedly enlisted Terawan to hire hitmen for 1.5 million to carry out the murders. Terawan, a former Navy captain with expertise in weapons and explosives, has a criminal history. He served time for killing a police officer in 2006. The 66-year-old defendant is also a former Navy SEAL. The case unfolded when Mr. Chang's son, James Chang, urgently contacted police. The younger man feared his life was in danger. Later, his fears proved well-founded. The younger businessman filed a complaint with the Crime Suppression Division, CSD, police in November. He expressed concern for his safety due to continuous surveillance. A deep-seated dispute between father and son is at the heart of the murder scheme. It is concerned with embezzlement suspicions within their billion-baht electronic equipment exporting company, which escalated into a sinister plot. Murder plot extends to Mr. Chang's son, wife and their lawyer, linked to an ongoing and festering company dispute. Police strongly opposed bail in court. Previously, the three suspects were arrested separately in Bangkok on Friday, following warrants issued by the criminal court. They stand accused of hiring individuals to commit murder. The intended victims were Mr. Chang's wife, his son James, and a lawyer, all embroiled in the family business conflict. During intense questioning, Mr. Chang provided useful statements, while the Thai suspects, Rear Admiral Prakaipruk and Tuarat, denied any involvement. The seriousness of the crime and potential interference with evidence led CSD investigators to oppose bail. At length, the court considered the arguments on both sides and decided to continue the detention of the three suspects and defendants. 3 men taken away to Bangkok Remand Prison. Even after this, the 3 men filed another request seeking temporary release, and this was also denied by the court. Afterwards, the 3 men were taken into custody by corrections officers and transported to Bangkok Remand Prison. The investigation, led by Police Colonel Wiwat Jitsofakul, Chief of CSD Subdivision 2, is expanding to ascertain if others were involved in the murder plot. Certainly, the earlier arrest of 3 gunmen, now treated as witnesses, adds complexity to the case. The family feud between Mr. Chang and his son is marked by numerous lawsuits since 2022. The accused face serious charges, and the court's denial of bail reflects concerns about the gravity of the crime, potential flight or tampering with evidence by the suspects.